Chapter 57. I Call in Some Favors. Texting and calling didn't work, so I sent a raven. When I told TJ that I was having trouble getting in touch with my cousin, he looked at me like I was dense. Just send a bird, Magnus. Stupid me. I'd spent months in Valhalla not realizing I could send a raven, tie a message to its leg, and send it to find anybody in the 9 worlds. The whole thing seemed a little too Game of Thronesy to me, but whatever, it worked. The raven came back promptly with Annabeth's reply. We coordinated train rides and met halfway between Boston and Manhattan, in New London, Connecticut. Annabeth was there before me, standing on the platform in jeans and sandals, and a long-sleeved purple shirt with the laurel wreath design and the letters SPQRUNR. She hugged me until my eyeballs bugged out like Thringa's. "I was so relieved," she said. "I never thought I'd be glad to see a raven at my window, but are you okay?" Yeah. I had to suppress a nervous laugh, because okay was a stupid word to describe how I felt. Also, it was obvious Annabeth was not okay either. Her gray eyes seemed heavy and weary, less like storm clouds today, and more like fog banks that didn't quite lift. "A lot to talk about," I said. "Let's get some lunch." We got a table on the deck of Muddy Waters Cafe. I suppose the place was named after the blues musician, but it seemed a little ominous considering the waters I was getting ready to sail through. Annabeth and I sat in the sunshine, ordered Cokes and cheeseburgers, and watched the sailboats heading out to Long Island Sound. "It's been crazy in New York," Annabeth said. "I thought communications were only down among demigods. I mean, my kind, the Greek and Roman. But then I realized I hadn't heard from you either. I'm sorry that I didn't dawn on me sooner." "Wait, why are communications down?" Annabeth poked her table with a fork a few times. Her blonde hair was loose around her shoulders today. She seemed to be growing it out. It caught the sunshine in a way that reminded me of Sif, but I tried to shake away that idea. I knew Annabeth would destroy anyone who called her a trophy anything. "There's a crisis happening," Annabeth said. "A god fell to earth as a human. These evil Roman emperors are back, causing trouble." "Oh, so just the usual then?" She laughed. "Yeah, somehow these evil Romans found a way to mess up communications among the demigods. Not just the usual magical kinds of talking, but also cell phones, Wi-Fi if you name it. I'm surprised your raven made it to me. I would have come up to Boston to check on you sooner, but—" She shrugged helplessly. "I've had my hands full." "I totally get it," I said. "I probably shouldn't be distracting you. You've got enough to deal with." She reached across the table and squeezed my hand. "Are you kidding? I want to help. What's going on?" It felt so good to tell her everything. I remembered how weird it had been the first time we compared notes. Her with the Greek gods, me with the Norse. We'd both left that day feeling we'd overcharged our batteries and our brains were melting. Now at least we had some kind of framework to build on. Sure, it was still ridiculously crazy. If I stopped to think about it too long, I would start giggling like a lunatic. But I could tell Annabeth my problems without worrying that she wouldn't believe me. It made me realize how much Sam must appreciate being able to totally be truthful with Amir. I told Annabeth about Loki's escape and Sam's idea for tracking him down, about an icy harbor at the farthest borders of Jotunheim and Niflheim, or Scandinavia, whichever came first. "A boat trip," she said. "Oh boy, that brings back some painful memories." "Yeah, I remember what you said about sailing to Greece, and yeah." I didn't want to bring up all the horrible stuff again. She had cried when she told me about the things that had happened to her during her voyage, especially how she and her boyfriend Percy had fallen into some underworld place called Tartarus. "Look," I said, "I don't want to put any pressure on you. I just thought, I don't know, maybe you'd have some ideas or some pointers." A train rumbled through the station. My view of the bay flickered between rail cars like an old out of alignment reel to reel movie. You say you have problems with sea gods? Annabeth said. Yeah, Ran. This bag lady with a net. And I guess her husband hates me now, too. His name is Ager. Annabeth tapped her forehead. I need more memory storage for all these names. Okay, I don't know how this works with multiple sea gods. Are the Norse ones just like in the north and Poseidon in the south? Or do they do like a timeshare program? I remembered an old cartoon with sheepdogs punching time clocks as they came on for different shifts to keep the wolves away from the flocks. I wondered if gods had punch cards like that, or maybe they all worked from home. Could sea gods telecommute? I don't know, I admitted, but I'd like to avoid getting all my friends drowned in a tsunami as soon as we leave Boston. But you've got some time? Until this summer, I said. We can't leave while the seas are frozen or something. Good. We'll be done with school by then. Finally graduated. I don't go to school. Oh, you mean we as in you and your boyfriend? Exactly. Assuming he passes his semester and he does okay on his standardized tests. Assuming these evil Roman emperors don't kill us and destroy the world. Yeah, Loki would be seriously ticked off if a Roman emperor destroyed the world before he got to start Ragnarok. We should have enough time to help you, or at least compare notes. Maybe call in some favors? What favors? Annabeth smiled. I don't know the ocean very well, but my boyfriend does. I think it's time you met Percy. End of chapter 57. That's the end of book 2 of Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, The Hammer of Thor. Thank you guys so much for listening. I had a really good time. I hope you did too. If you guys did, please subscribe if you haven't. Tell your friends about this channel. Thank you so much. As you can see on the cover, it says, I read in the light of your friendship, because I do. I appreciate every single one of you, and thank you so much again for taking the time to listen to me read. I hope you had a good time, and I'll see you guys again in the next one. This is Domination Reading Channel, and I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye guys. Tee hee.